Shalom Israel, and give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. That's who the world calls God, Yahawah. YAHAWASHI, who is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And RAWCHAA is the Holy Spirit in the Hebrews, our native tongue. Topic tonight, gonna be the white man's the so-called, the so-called white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, and I'm gonna prove it with precepts. I want to start at, I'm gonna start at Genesis, so you can know who Esau is. I'm gonna start at Genesis chapter 25 and start at verse 23. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So 2 manner of people, 2 different people. You know what I'm saying? Jacob and Esau. But the scripture's gonna tell you. And the one people shall be stronger than the other. Let me finish before I go into it. And the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they were called Salaki. And they called his name Esau. Esau means red. When a so-called white man, when he get mad, he red. When he out in the sun, he red. You know what I'm saying? And it says, the elder shall serve the younger. Let me finish it off before I get into it. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold onto Esau's heel. That's symbolic for showing how strong he was. When soon as he came out the womb, he grabbed the hell of Esau's heel, showing his strength. So when I read, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, that's symbolic for who you know it is Jacob, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And it said the first came out red like a hairy garment. That's Esau, you know what I'm saying? And let me finish. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them, and the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter. Right. That's. I just saw a picture on Facebook. Esau caught some big ass alligator, like a 14-foot alligator. He's a cunning hunter. He's a smart hunter. And he's slick hunter. You know what I'm saying? They dress themselves up in camouflage, shoot deer. They do all that because they cunning hunters. A man of the field. They love the field. They always in tents, camping. You know what I'm saying? Even on the movies, they got them at camps. In the movies, they got them in some bunker that's way out in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness, where it's just that house, and they're in that bunker, and they dwelling in the fields. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. A plain man, that when you look into the Hebrew, plain, that means righteous. You know what I'm saying? He was an upright man. I said, I'm gonna get a precept for when I said, Salakia, hold on. One shall serve the elders the elder shall serve the younger. I'm gonna get a precept on that. The elders shall serve the younger, because we serving Esau right now. We in captivity right now, so we serving Esau, the elder. But in the scripture it says the elder shall serve the younger, because Esau came out first, so he's the oldest. Second edge, yeah, I think it's second Esdras. Let me see. Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right, so Jacob is the beginning of the world. This is their kingdom, and when our kingdom comes, that's when the real beginning is going to start, because we're not going to be under this captivity, because the Bible is all about the come up of the Israelites, us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We the Israelites. And I'm gonna get another precept for because I said Jacob, he's Israel. That's in the scriptures. Jacob is Israel. His name was changed to Israel. Genesis 32, verse 28. I'm starting at 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with Yahawah and with men, and has prevailed. So Jacob turned into Israel. But the topic was so-called white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. And I'm supposed to bring out the white man, because that's part of the scriptures. I'm not holding back on the white man. I'm gonna put it all out, because thus saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Let me get Ezekiel. Ezekiel 35, verse 2. Now I'm going to start at 1. Moreover, the word of Yahawah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. And when you go into the Hebrew of Seir, as the Edomites, so-called white man. Edomites came from Esau. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith Yahawah, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. He's not for the so-called white man. He's against thee, and he wants us to prophesy it. Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So destruction is coming for you Edomites, you so-called white people. Death is coming for all these other nations, these Hammonites, the so-called Chinese people, the Japanese people, the Hamites, the Egyptians, so-called Africans today, Chinese, Japanese, so-called white man, Amalek, who claim that they Jewish. Death is coming to all y'all. Really, death is for y'all average Joe Edomites, but slavery is coming to y'all top-notch bankers and all these governors, Donald Trump. They all going into slavery, because these are the main people that's setting up the children of Israel to be deceived. You know what I'm saying? They deceived the children of Israel to make like T.D. Jakes. They deceived T.D. Jakes for him to say, he had said in one of his sermons, stand up. He told a so-called Edomite to stand up. And he said, you know more of a Gentile than I am. But T.D. Jakes also called TD Snakes, TD Fakes. He you don't even know what a Gentile is. A Gentile is these other nations, and it can sometimes mean a Gentile can sometimes mean what I want to say. A Gentile can sometimes mean you so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans following the ways of the heathen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all indulging in their customs. That's being a Gentile. If you celebrating Christmas, you celebrating Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Easter, the New Year, because our New Year is in March, late March, early April, the month of Abib. You can find that in Deuteronomy. I think that's 16. Yeah, Deuteronomy 16 verse 1. The month of Abib. Keep the Passover. The Passover is the 14th day on the first month. But back to the topic. Yeah, let me get songs. Psalms 94. I'm starting at verse 1. O Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, to whom vengeance belongeth. O Yahawah, to whom vengeance belongeth. Show thyself, lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth. Render a reward to the proud. Who's the proud? The so-called white man. He don't think his kingdom is going to end. Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, O Salaka, Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, how long shall the wicked triumph? So King David, he was saying, how long will the wicked triumph? How long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves? They break in pieces thy people, O Yahawah, and afflict thine heritage. They afflict thine heritage, and they say hard things. All the workers of iniquity boast themselves. They proud. You know what I'm saying? They slay the widow and the stranger, and murder the fatherless. Yet they say, the Lord shall not see, neither shall Yahawah of Jacob regard it. So they don't think they think they're gonna get away with all the killing that they doing. They think they're gonna get away with slavery, but they not. Let me get another precept real quick. They're not gonna get away with slavery at all. I can bring out a precept for that, but let me get Zechariah. Let me get Zechariah 11 and verse 5. Zechariah 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. See, they own these courts, and they find their own people not guilty. Like that Jacksonville, that devil that shot up Jacksonville. The court, whoever they said he had mental illness, but if that was a Jake, they probably would have killed him. They would have killed that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But they find themselves not guilty. They blame it on, oh, it's a mental illness. He had a hard time in life. You know what I'm saying? It's a mental thing. And they that sell them say, blessed be Yahawah, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. But they gonna get their judgment, thus saith the Lord. Let me bring out a classic. that every Israelite probably knows. Revelations 13 and start at 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. So if you can hear these scriptures, if the Lord is dealing with you, because if you don't understand these scriptures at the end of the day, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI is not dealing with you. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So all people that's pushing in this truth, these are the patient saints, because they know that judgment is going to be cruel to these heathens, man. We're gonna dash their babies against the stones. I'm gonna bring that out, Lord, when I can get it. We're gonna dash their babies against the stone. We're gonna whip their backs. Let me get that real quick. Revelations 2, verse 26. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 26. And he that overcometh this captivity, man, that endures to the end and keep faith in YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, overcome the Jacob's trouble. He that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. How we gonna have power, and what we gonna be doing? We're gonna be and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. We're gonna rule them with a rod of iron. Iron that's made of rod. We're gonna beat their backs like they beat our backs. As the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. Like when you playing with a pot of clay, and if you want to mess it up, you can mess it up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. And even as I receive of my father. So just like YAHAWASHI got beat on his back and killed, he got slayed and laid up. That's saying we're gonna do to y'all heathens. We're gonna beat y'all back to a bloody pope. And it's gonna be righteous judgment. That says YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Yeah, because I said the wicked, they don't think they don't have any judgment. They think they think this kingdom is not going to end. That's even some of these wicked 2/3. They think money is never going to go away. They think the dollar bill going to last forever, but it's not. Psalms 49. Psalms 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. They think, this is talking about these so-called Edomites, they think they house on A1A, they house on US1, wherever the fuck they live. Excuse my language. I live in, I stay in Florida, where we got 441. They think they houses on 441 gonna last forever, but it's not. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, because the elect, the 1/3, we know that the American gonna be destroyed, but these damn heathens don't. And their dwelling places, Salaki, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Right, they call their lands after their own name. They spoke smooth words to our brothers, the so-called Native Americans, and they stole their land. They spoke smooth words, but they had war in their hearts. That's in the Lord will I can get that. That's in the scriptures, man. They speak. Let me get it. That's Psalms 58, if I believe it. They speak smooth words, but hold on, the scriptures can say it better. Salaki. can't find it. Salak Khan, I got it. Psalms 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right, so like with the so-called Native Americans, they were speaking smooth words, but war was in their heart. They wanted to kill him. They knew what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? But justice is gonna come to y'all damn Edomites, the damn devils. Let me get Isaiah. Isaiah 28. Yeah, con. Isaiah 28, verse 16. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation, that he believeth, he that believeth not shall not make haste. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet. And the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place. So the hail, which is this truth, that's gonna sweep away all these lies. That's coming about right now. We got all these Israelite camps. We got brothers pushing this truth, exposing these damn devils that's lying and deceiving us with Christianity, all that. I'm gonna go to the book of Obadiah. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1, because there's only one chapter in it. The book of Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh concerning Edom. Edom is the so-called white man. Edom means red. And I read in Genesis 25 and 25. I started at 23, but in Genesis chapter 25, that Esau came out red and a hairy, and he was hairy like a he was red and a hairy. You know what I'm saying? Book of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahawah concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. We made small among the heathen, meaning like we scatter across the four winds. So it don't seem like it's many of us, but it's plenty of us. Thou art greatly despised. The heathens hate us. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, because they came from a Caucasus mountain. That's why they call themselves the Caucasians, whose habitation is high. Right. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? That's what I said earlier, how they got a lot of pride. They proud. You know what I'm saying? They say, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt themselves as the eagle, who exalts himself as the eagle? The so-called Edom, so-called Edomite, so-called white man. Let me get this dollar bill. Dollar bill You can see that. It got, I don't know if you can see it. Y'all got a dollar bill. I'm sure y'all do. It got an eagle right there. That's symbolic. They had the eagle in Egypt. They had the eagle in Rome. Other captivities that they had us in, they had the eagle as they they main logo. Like the scriptures say. The scriptures could say it best. Though thou exalt themselves as the eagle, they exalt themselves as the eagle. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, they set thy nest among the stars. That's why that's why Donald Trump came up with the Space Force, because he planning to have war against YAHAWASHI and his chariots when they come back, but he gonna fail because YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, he's the main director of this movie. So he got all the power. It's like us playing a video game. You know what I'm saying? We control everything that's happening. So Yahweh is controlling everything, and he hates these damn Edomites. So he gonna kill y'all ass. Though they set their nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Like I just said, scripture said best. He gonna bring y'all down. And like I said about they came on this land, they spoke smooth words to the Native Americans. They really robbed them. They robbed them. They robbed everything that they do. They thieves. They take everything without it being rightly given to them. Verse 5, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Hell no, they ain't gonna leave no grapes. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. They don't understand nothing. They do everything contrary to the scriptures. They do everything contrary. They have no understanding because they don't keep the law. The law was never given to them, as it says in Romans 9:13. The law was given to the Israelites. Let me see if I want to do more. Right, yeah. Let me get verse 9 of the book of Obadiah, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Y'all slaughter us. Y'all slaughter Jacob, these Jakes, but y'all gonna be slaughtered. Thus saith the Lord in righteous judgment. I'm gonna get one in Psalms. About yeah, I think Salakia. Yeah. I'm gonna get Book of Psalms, chapter 119, and verse. I'm gonna start at 33 because what I'm gonna get into is that these Edomites, they don't have no understanding because Yahweh is not dealing with them. Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI is not dealing with them. The laws wasn't given to them, so they're not gonna have no real understanding. Psalms 119 verse 33. Teach me, O Yahweh, the ways of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. You get understanding through the law. I shall observe it with all Salakia. I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go into the path of thy commandments. Therefore, therein do I delight. See, us Israelites, we delight in the law. Let me get Psalms 119 still in verse 98. Let me start at 97. Oh how love I thy law. Salakia. Let me read it again. Oh, how love I thy law. It is meditation all the day. Though through my commandments has made me wiser. Salakia. Though through thy commandments has made me wiser than thy enemies. So Israelites, we keeping the commands. That's why we wiser than our enemies. I believe it says in Matthew chapter 10 verse 8 that be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, if I'm saying it right. We wiser. We got to be wiser than these enemies. Through thy commandments has made me wiser than my enemies forever, for they are ever with me. Right, these commandments, we got to keep them forever with us so we can be wise. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation. Let me see if I want to get, Psalms 119. That's a lot of some good stuff in here. But I'm going to get Psalms 119, verse 115. Depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Uphold me according to thy word, that I may live, and let me not be ashamed of my hope. We can't be ashamed of keeping these commandments. We can't be ashamed of wearing our fringes, saying what people gonna think, thinking what people gonna say about us. For you Israelite women, you can't be ashamed to cover your head, dress modestly, hide your goods. Make a man want to talk to you by not by how you look and look from your body, but from pretty much really your spirit. Be modest, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're not modest, you bring on just lust, pretty much. People want to talk to you just because you got a big booty. Want to talk to you because you got a nice body, you know what I'm saying? You want to hide the goods and let them just talk to you just because they want to get to know you as a person. Yeah, let me get that. Psalms 143, verse 5. I want to get this because a lot of people say, hey, that's dwelling on the past. Slavery happened a long time ago. God so loved the world. God doesn't so love the world. He so loved the Israelites. But I brought that out in another video, the John 3:16 breakdown. But let me get Psalms 143, verse 5. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the work of thy hands. Let me get another precept. What I'm trying to get at is remember the days of old. Ask thy elders, as it says in, let me read it, Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. thy elders, and they will tell thee. So you ask your father how it went on back in the day with slavery, when slavery was kind of easy to tell. The discrimination was easy to tell. Ask thy father, ask thy mother, and they will tell thee. I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna get a couple more. Yeah, I'm gonna get two more scriptures. Isaiah 30, and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 20. I didn't want to make this too long, but there's a lot of precepts on destruction of these heathens, and y'all Israelites that listen to my channel, you have to take heed and do the works, keep the commandments, get involved with a camp. If you live in Florida and you know who I am, you should get in contact with me, see what camps I go to further your knowledge. I'm gonna get Isaiah chapter 30, verse. I'm gonna start at 20. And though YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI give you the bread of adversity, he's giving us the bread of adversity. He's putting us under for now to be on top. He making us know evil so we can know good. We can be righteous judges. Because a lot of people say we can't judge, but that's not true. Matter of fact, after I get this, I'm gonna bring that out. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Y'all seeing the teachers. Y'all watch my channel. If you watch other Israelite channels, y'all seeing the teachers out on the highways and byways. Y'all see them teaching. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way. Right. That's the RAWCHAA, the RAWCHAA QADASH speaking to you. YAHAWASHI having that voice in your head saying, man, this is the way. And it says, this is the way. Walk ye in it when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left. So you got to take heed to these scriptures. If you hearing it and you feel it dealing with you, it's supping with you, you got to take heed to these commandments and do the works. I did a video the other day on do the works, make your election sure. Because if you hear the word, man, it's going to set you free. It's going to be sweet at first, like the scripture said. It's going to be sweet to the mouth at first, because you're going to realize, as it says in Deuteronomy 7:6, that you was chosen above all people on the face of the earth. Let me bring that out before I get what I wanted. Deuteronomy 7:6. It's another classic verse that everybody knows. For thou art an holy people unto Yahawah thy power. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right. We above all people on the face of the earth. 2 Ezra 6:24, if roughly paraphrasing, we all came from Adam. Let me read it, because we should know this too. 2 Ezra 6 and verse 54. You need to get you a apocrypha. Not a lot of people heard of it, but it was taken out by these wicked Edomites. 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 54. And unto these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. Right, so we all came from Adam. and the people also whom thou hast chosen, right, the Israelites. All this I have spoken before thee, O Yahweh, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, because thou madest the world for our sakes. The world was made for us. And as for other people that was made of Adam, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has that spit, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Right. So you got vegetation. I think that's what it's called. Like you got a drink. Like I got an old drink right here, and the little drops that coming off of it. That's how Yahweh views these other nations. They mean nothing. Like I just wiped it on my shirt. They mean nothing. And now, O Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, behold, these heathens which have ever been reputed as nothing have become lords over us. Right, the wicked, like Job 9:24 says, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. They cover the faces of the judges thereof. I just wanted to bring that out. What I wanted, yeah. So if you gotta take heed to this word, because that's the only way you're gonna get some kind of peace in captivity, by knowing the scriptures, knowing Yahawashi is coming back for only the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I wanted to get John 8, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall and the truth shall make you free. That's what the scripture said. Yeah, right. This truth, the truth is gonna make you free. You're not gonna need to calm your nerves by rolling up a blunt. You're not gonna need to calm your nerves by drinking. You had a long day at work. You ain't gonna have to smoke or drink. Just get into these scriptures. That's gonna bring you